Good morning, everybody, which by the time you see this, it probably won't be morning just yet, because what I'm going to do is record this and hurry up and upload it to Facebook so I don't have to get up early in the morning and do it, because Facebook takes forever to upload a video. I have literally, it's Sunday, but you guys know I pre-record. It's almost 11 o'clock, and I have literally been running. But that's basically the story of my life. But I'm not complaining because I got paid to do it. So anyway, honey, my new little car, well, got a SUV, but it got to work out today. Let's just say that. But anyway, not complaining. To God be the glory. I'm excited that I was able to get it because it's a I wanted one forever, and so I was able to get it in the colors that I wanted in everything. So it was a blessing about that. So enough about that. Welcome to Reagan Says. Sorry if I'm looking a little bit rough. Y'all see this? It's not a mole I drew on. Who had a pimple? Gross. Haven't had a pimple in forever. And then I busted it, which I knew better, but it looked like it was turning, yeah, anyway. I busted it. So it will dry up and go away in a few weeks, a month. So just didn't want y'all to think I was trying to be Marilyn Monroe and draw a mole. So enough of the rambling, because I'm going to do that later on anyway. Welcome to Reagan Says. Thank you for joining me this morning, this evening, tonight. I want to talk about something that happened to me this morning that really upset me. Like, I was very upset today. I woke up to I woke up to a message, but it was also a thread that was on one of my event pages, and it's my event for I'm a Big Deal, the Putting Me First I'm a Big Deal in Atlanta for April. So what happened is last week, toward the end of last week, I called and touched bases with the hotel just to make sure the meeting space was correct and they had my rooms and blah, 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 and just seeing how many people had booked, and, you know, just a follow-up. And I tend to do that every month or every other month. And now that we're getting closer, just to make sure that I have all my ends tied up and everything is good. And what I found out is that the hotel double booked the meeting room. So essentially, I had to find another hotel room. I did not say that on my page. What I did say is that I had to find another hotel. Typically, that's not a problem. Typically, I don't get a bunch of questions asking me why what happened. There have been instances where people don't like the hotel that I've chosen or for my events. So what they'll do is they'll book their own rooms. Because the event is not necessarily based. I mean, I normally have it at that hotel, but if you don't want to stay there, you don't have to, and you can just attend the event at the hotel that we have. So that's never been a problem, but this time it seemed to be a problem. So I was getting questioned about why I changed the hotel, which did not change the event at all. I just have to move the location. And I posted pictures of the new hotel, but I didn't give any information, and I said that I will give that information as soon as I sign the contract. But I basically just wanted to keep everybody abreast of what was going on, because that's just how I am. Anytime I have new information pertaining to any changes or anything pertaining to my business that's going to affect my event goers, I let them know. And I'm always step by step. It's always been that way, but that's how I kind of live my life. I don't like last minute stuff. What happened is I thought I put it on my event page, the same message that I put on my main page. I thought I put it on my event page, and I did not. So I woke up to an inbox, and then I also woke up to a message or a statement on my event page, and they asked me, why did you change the hotel? And basically it was a bunch of messages back and forth, but basically they said that I was misleading and misrepresenting the event, and why didn't I let everybody know, and blah, 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 blah. And I can go into a whole bunch of other detail that I'm not going to do. But what I will say about this, I've been in business for 5 years. And one thing that I definitely take serious is customer service. my integrity pertaining to my business is 20 plus. Like on a scale of 1 to 10 is 20 plus. I operate in excellence to the best of my ability. Like I don't play, because I know how people are. Even someone told me just at my vision board event, I pay close attention to detail because I'm very detailed, specifically when it comes to my events. With information, like I don't play. Like I'm very particular. I'm a particular person, period. But when it comes to my events, I'm very particular. When it comes to hotels, I'm extremely particular. I don't like laying my head anywhere. I don't. Like, I'm real picky about that. And so any hotel that I've ever chosen for my group, to me, I'm not going to choose it if I'm not going to sleep there. And the hotel that I had chosen and signed the new contract with is gorgeous. Matter of fact, like, it's better than the other hotel. I'm going to be honest. I'm not very particular, and I know this is kind of contradicting myself. I'm not very particular about Embassy Suites. The only thing that I like about Embassy Suites are two things: that they are suites and that they have a good made-to-order breakfast. That's it. A friend of mine said the hotel feels generic, which I do tend to agree. It does. But for the price and the quantity, you know, the price and then the room, and that it's a suite and you can advertise it as such, makes it a little bit more appealing to others. The new hotel, to me, I've stayed with that brand several million times, not million, but a whole lot. The hotel is newer. It was just opened in April, and it's in a prime location, whereas the other location we would have to have driven. I mean, it was right there at a mall, granted, and restaurants and things of that nature, but if you wanted to go into the city and hang out and do all those things within Atlanta, you would have had to have driven maybe 30 to 45 miles, whereas the new hotel, we're smack dab in the middle. So the location is prime. The hotel is new. I mean, you still get breakfast. It was like a $2 difference. And so the person was just basically saying that, you know, it was a downgrade from Embassy, which I disagree, but you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. My problem is not the question, which I don't typically like questions. I'm gonna be honest. I don't, but that's a whole nother story. It's a part of it. But my problem is that someone could not give me time to respond. I try my best to give a 24-hour turnaround on response time. So when the person inboxed me, when I got it, it was maybe 9 hours from the inbox. And I guess because when I didn't respond to the inbox, they put it on my page and tried to blast me, and that I don't appreciate. You know, at least give me time to respond. And if I don't respond in the manner that you like, or respond to you at all, then, you know, maybe I can see, maybe, because I've had to do that. If you don't, you know, I give people time to, not people, but like maybe businesses to respond to different things. Sometimes I've had to take it to their social media, because I've tried numerous amount of times, not just once, but numerous. And that they accused me of being like misleading, like all this stuff. And I was just looking at this thing like, I cannot believe this person has done this. Like, I have a great track record. You can look at my posts. You know, I have a great track record of my events. I think this is maybe my second complaint, and to my knowledge. And like, my feelings were hurt. Like, I can't believe you would go on my page and like disrupt. I have an event coming up, and just because you're not happy with, or I didn't handle things the way you would have me to do, gives you no reason to try to front me out. Like, I don't appreciate that. And everybody's always hollering about this black business, but we got to do better. Like, we got to do better. We have to do better and learn how to handle things in decency and order. And that was not it. And so I said that to say, you know, be mindful of how you treat people. Be mindful of how you handle certain situations, especially trying to maybe not out them. And I guess maybe the title of this is not, it really doesn't go together. But just be mindful of how you handle situations, because at the end of the day, she could have potentially hurt my business. She could have, all because of her perception of things that have happened, you know, without having a conversation with me, not without giving me time to respond. And knowing that I know how I work. So it really shouldn't have bothered me, but it should, because it's my business. And I take it very seriously, especially when I know, like, I'm putting my all into it. So I just want to make sure that I'm letting you know, just to be mindful before you do things, or before you react, or before, you know, how you say things. Because everybody doesn't work and think the way you think. Everybody doesn't, they don't respond the way you respond. And I know sometimes people are so quick to out people. Like, oh, such and such did, even with just like everyday life, not even with business, but everyday life. Oh, I saw such and such doing X, Y, and Z. You know, I'm going to put it on Facebook, or I'm going to go and tell somebody else. You have to be mindful of that, because I'm going to tell you, the ditch you dig for somebody is going to be the ditch you dig for yourself. And one thing that I was telling my friend, which I know this to be true, you know, I'm not perfect. Absolutely not. You know, not at all. And I have a lot of things to work on. But one thing that I know that I do is try to do right by my people, or people in my life. I try my best. Excuse me. And what I have seen personally, and I've said this a million times, people who put their mouth on me and do me wrong, it doesn't end well. Like, it doesn't, they have to answer to that. And our pastor was actually talking about that. When you touch, he was going in another context, but it's still the same thing. When you touch somebody that's a child of God, especially when I haven't done anything wrong, but in my eyes, I don't think I did. And like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I've seen when people put their mouth on me and said things, they've had to eat those words, that and then some. So you just have to be mindful. That's why I'm always saying, like, be mindful of who you know, what you're saying when you're talking about people. And I also wanted to say this, and I may be misstepping, but I'm gonna say it anyway, just because I feel the need to. Single mothers, if you have single mothers or single fathers, vice versa, if you have children and that parent is not, the other parent is not in the household, or they're not being present in that child's life, do not put your mouth on them. Do not put your mouth on them. Your daddy ain't about nothing, or your mama ain't about nothing. They don't do whoop, 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 whoop. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, let the child just see how that parent is. And just know that they're going to look at you in a light to say, you know, my parent, my mom or my dad, they didn't talk bad about, you know, my dad, or they didn't talk about, you know, my mom, or, you know, whatever the situation is. Let the child see on their own. Because, again, you're going to be held responsible for the things that come out of your mouth pertaining to that absent parent. I've seen it happen time and time again. People have problems. People have issues. And, yes, they need to get their life together on a lot of different things. But just make sure that you're doing your part and making sure your hands are clean. Okay. So I hope I made a little bit of sense. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I had church, and then I have been working all day today. It's what, 11? I don't even know what time it is. It's close to 11. And I'm going to wash my face and go to bed. I have 2 events this Saturday. We're doing the brunch, Girls Day Out brunch, in a movie we're going to see, What Men Want. And I think I have 3 slots left, 2 or 3. I'm not sure. I'm going to say 2 or 3. So that starts at 10:30. The movie starts at 1:45. Then at 6 o'clock we have He Said, She Said, which is a relationship dinner. So if you're a married man or single man, divorced man, woman, it is for all people, men and women. If you're married, please bring your wife, unless she gives you permission or you have a mutual understanding that you can go without one another, but do not come to try to pick up anybody. It's basically relationship talk over dinner, about why men do what they do, why women do what they do, why we think, how we think, blah, blah, blah. And just get an understanding about being married for those who are single. So we're just having conversation over dinner. It's like a family dinner. So we have plenty of tickets left for that too. I think maybe like 20 or 30 left. I think we're going to be seating 60. So you can go on allthingsreagan.com and register. Okay, y'all. So I'm off of here. I'm about to go to bed. I hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl. I have yet to cut my TV on, but I haven't been here either. So anyway, I think that's it. So I will talk with you guys later. Have a blessed week. I'll probably pop on live sometime later on in the week like I tend to do. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to inbox me or call me at 865-235-9885. Have a blessed rest of the day, the night, the evening, whenever you see this. allthingsreagan.com. Bye.